Okay, friends, welcome. Today's topic is hands-on workshop to build $1 million portfolio. Okay, so we're going to keep it very simple, but at the same time, super powerful. Okay, if you could please mute your phones, that'll be awesome. So my goal today is very, very simple, to blow your mind away. So today I'm going to share my story. Most importantly, I'm going to share the secret code, okay, how you're going to be able to achieve your financial freedom, and most importantly, freedom of time. And finally, the 3 keys for you to getting off to a fast start, okay? So to begin with, I'm going to start with a mindset change, coming from my favorite book from Robert Kiyosaki. We're going to talk about 4 quadrants briefly. So most people are in the first quadrant, employees. You know, they have a job, they have to work, pretty much running on the treadmill. If they quit their job, guess what happens to their income? It goes down to 0. Some people move on to the second quadrant, self-employed. You don't have a job at this point, you own a job, okay? But at the same time, you are primarily running on your own treadmill. Example of these would be contractors, flippers, wholesalers, inspectors, and so forth. Now, moving on to the third quadrant, you are a business owner. At this point, you're leveraging from other people's money, other people's time, but it's kind of expensive to get into these systems or franchises. Fourth quadrant is where you all want to be, okay? That's where you leverage 100% from other people's money, other people's time. At this point, other people, in this case, tenants, are going to be running on your treadmill. So you're going to be owning rentals. That's how you can achieve financial freedom, okay? Leveraging 100% from other people's time, other people's money. Now, let's cover some of the basics. To build $1 million portfolio, you need to have some basics in place. And I'm talking about only 3 basics. As I mentioned before, we're going to be leveraging from OPM, OPT, other people's money, other people's time, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Second thing, you've got to set up your entity, your LLC, your corporation, your S Corp. That is so critical to do business in real estate for 3 main benefits. Number 1, asset protection. Number 2, funding. Banks are going to lend under your entity, not so much on your personal name for risk purposes. And benefit number 3 is tax benefits. In this case, one of the biggest tax benefit is depreciation, okay? Number 3, once you set up your entity, please apply to business credit cards. That is just an incredible tool. It does not affect your personal FICO. So if you don't have the credit card bank names and phone numbers, please send us an email to support@ChicagoDealVault. We're going to send those to you. So now, what if I was to tell you, and not only tell you, but share with you the secret sauce of how you can be first in line, okay? Beating all competition. What if you were to buy a property directly from the bank? What if you knew the bank's reserve, meaning how much you're gonna sell the property for? Can you imagine that? What if you could fund the transaction, okay, while your competition needs to pay cash? What if you didn't need to bid for the property while your competition needs to bid for the property? Can you imagine what would you do with that extra money, right? If you could save thousands and thousands. Well, that's what I'm going to show you. Those are the secrets to the code. Are you guys ready? Perfect. Okay, so let me just quickly share this case study. This is a property in Mount Prospect. For those of you who are not familiar with Mount Prospect is an A area. What that means is that it's a very desirable area where everything is great. Schools, crime is low, employment is great. But the only problem is that the property prices are kind of high. In this case, you're looking at buying a single family home under $326,000. So now, let me share this with you. This property, Bankton property in Mount Prospect, people were bidding at the auctioning platform, Zom. At this point, as you can see, they were bidding up to 198,000, and still there was a day left for the auction to end. And guess what? We came in the back door, as I showed you earlier, and we are going to buy the property without zero competition. As I show you on the first slide, zero competition. So let me just show you what happened. This property was foreclosed, owned by the bank. So the ARV on the property is 279. Rehab based on the square footage is about 30,000. So ChicagoDealVault told us that the max offer for these properties should be for a flip no more than 173, a rental about 200,000. So what we did is we got it on the contract directly from the bank at 161. Can you imagine that? Over 100,000 in equity. Okay, so that is huge. Over 100,000 spread. Okay, so that is the power when you have access to shadow inventory through ChicagoDealVault. Okay, so at this point we bought it for about 70,000 less than the competition. Again, we're coming first in line while the competition is bidding on it. So that's the huge power of ChicagoDealVault. And we're gonna do this with another property. This is located in Elmwood Park. Again, this is a B+ area. The estimated resale value is about 275. Well, guess what? The auction ended at 210. Somebody offered $210,000. Guess what? Boom, we got it on the contract for 150,000. How powerful is that, friends? So imagine if you were to come from the back door and buy these properties directly from the bank, 60,000 below what people are willing to pay. And not only that, but you can fund the transaction. So now I'm gonna share with you our strategy, right? So this is the secret sauce, how we were able to build $1 million empire in rentals. So we've done 29 rentals in the last 2.5 years. Let me show you the secret. The secret formula, right? This is top secret. It's called BRRR, okay? It's not because it's too cold right now. It's the abbreviation for buying a property, rehabbing the property, renting the property, refinancing the property, and then you repeat this process again, okay? So let me just show you a case study. This is a property that we bought, again, from the bank. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in Caesar, okay? So at this point, we're gonna be leveraging from other people's money, other people's time. We're using a Harmony lender for the purchase of this property, okay? So the resale value was 242,000. Guess what? Boom, we got it on the contract directly from the bank for 135. Again, it's 65,000 less than what the competition is willing to pay, okay? So this is the ability that we're gonna give you to buy the properties directly from the bank, zero competition, being able to fund the transaction using Harmony lenders. So the scope of work on this property, so we're on the rehab phase, is about 30,000, but guess what? It ended up being 12,000, right? Why? Because it was such a light rehab. Let me show you some of the pictures as is. These are some of the pictures of the property when we bought it, okay? Took possession, very cosmetic rehab, okay? As you can see, it's primarily just paint, not even the kitchen, the bathrooms needed to be updated. So this is the end result. We rehabbed the property. It was just paint. Even the light fixtures are the same, the bathrooms are the same, everything is entirely the same. So that happened. It took us about a week and a half to do the rehab. We ended up renting the property mid-January for $1,770. And the principal, interest, tax, and insurance on the property is only $1,350. So do the math. We're cash flowing about a little bit over $400 per month on this deal. So that is the power of having access to not only home run deals, but properties that don't require a lot of rehab. That is the key, friends. And at this point, obviously, we're leveraging from other people's time, meaning the tenants were paying for the rent. We're cash flowing 420 and we have very little money stuck in the property. Why? Let me show you how. We bought it for 135, all in 147 with the rehab. ARV came at 225. So we're refinancing by only taking 66% of the after repair value, or 225, to pay off the Harmony lender. Okay, we end up with 77,000 in equity, or 34%. Can you imagine? And we have very little money stuck in the property because the Harmony lender paid 30,000 for the rehab and we ended up spending only 12. So we had an excess of about 17,000 from the rehab, which we ended up applying towards the down payment. So we paid 10%. So 10% of 135 is about 13,000. So we have zero money in the deal, cash flowing 400 a month, and ended up with an amazing property that has 77,000 in equity. So the return on investment in this case is infinite, right? Because you have zero money stuck in the property, you end up with equity and cash flow per month. All you need to do is repeat the same process. That is the secret sauce, the secret formula, friends, that I'm sharing with you today. Okay, so let me just quickly give you a quick demo of how it looks. So I'm gonna log on to ChicagoDealVault. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you how you can access great home run deals from directly from the banks. Okay, so we're gonna log on, and then we are going to go to shadow inventory, target. As you can see, today we got 350 properties. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click on map. We're gonna put them on the map so that you can easily see. And what's so powerful about these, friends, is that these are properties owned by the bank. So these are REO, but we know how much the bank is gonna sell these properties for. Okay, that is so huge. When you go to the auctioning platforms, you typically don't know what the reserve is or how much the banks are gonna sell it for. Boom, right here, we have all the inventory. We even get in Indiana. But as you can see, what I typically like to do is I go look for areas that are near where we live or hot areas. Like as you can see, we live by O'Hare. So this one in Franklin Park, Melrose Park is sort of close. This is a good area. So this is a condo, 124. So let me just give an example. We can buy these directly from the bank for 124. So the next question is, how much will this property be worth once we do all the repairs? Not much between the difference of what we can pay for and what the ARV is. So there's not enough meat in the bone, right? But this is how easy we can identify REOs and find out if it makes sense. So I'm gonna go farther west. So these are great areas, Bensonville. So let's look at these. We can buy these for 186, but let's find out what the ARV is. So these, we don't have enough information about this property. It has no bedrooms, no baths. So we're gonna skip this one right now. Des Plaines, it's very close from us. Des Plaines is a great area. Is one of the strongest rental markets. So this is a great deal. Check this out, guys. This property vacant, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, about 2,200 square feet. We can buy it for 200,000, and guess what? This is worth over 330,000, right? So you have a spread of about over 100,000, over 130,000. So guys, we just found a home run deal in Des Plaines. Des Plaines is one of the strongest rental place markets. Not only that, but it's an A area, very desirable area, great schools, great rents. And if we can buy a single family home with this square footage for 200,000, guys, this is an incredible deal. So look at this. Even ChicagoDealVault tells you the most you should pay for this property if you're going to do a flip is 204, 240 if you were to turn this into a rental. Guess what? We can lock it in for 206. So guys, it is that simple. I just wanted to blow your mind how easy it is to find amazing deals in seconds that you can buy directly from the banks, no competition, okay? So the third thing that I told you that I was gonna share with you is the 3 keys for you to getting off to a fast start. Obviously, number one, accessing great deals, REOs, getting funding. We're gonna connect you with our Harmony lenders for you to get funding. Once you have a great deal, funding is the easy part. And obviously, follow the proven blueprint that I just showed with you, BRRR, right? That stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. Okay, it is that simple, guys. So that's all that I wanted to share with you today. So if you are interested in taking the next step, friends, this is what I have to offer you. I'm sure that you felt like I splashed you with a huge waterhouse with tons of information. So at this point, I would like to, introduce our offers. So this is where what's gonna happen for you when you become part of the network. You're gonna be able to identify great markets through ChicagoDealVault, have an abundance of great of market deals, connect with the sellers. In this case, we're gonna be connecting with the asset managers directly, get you deals funded, have an abundance of cash buyers. We have over 60,000 cash buyers in DealVault. Access the right partners. We're gonna share over 100 preferred partners that we have in ChicagoDealVault. So this works for newbies, seasoned investors, wholesalers. So my question for you is, before this did was to give you the push to finally, make you more successful, would it be worth it? Of course, right? Or give you the ability to achieve financial freedom, would that be worth? Of course, right? So what's one home run deal? Like the one that I show you that we're buying for, 70,000 less. How much is that worth to you, right? 10, 30, 40,000. To us, that deal was worth 70,000. Okay, guys? So what I have for you is this. The retail price for ChicagoDealVault to have access to the shadow inventory, the retail price is 166, but today we're gonna give it to you for 120 per month, but it's billed yearly, okay? So we're gonna include, aside from the shadow inventory, we're gonna give you access to our dedicated virtual assistant who's gonna help you find off-market deals, okay? Whether you have time to access the system or not, we're gonna find awesome deals on your behalf, okay? We have unlimited training, and we're gonna give you access to our CRM. So having said that, do you have any questions on the line? Are there any questions on the line?
I have a question.
Yes.
This is Jessica. I already have DealVault, and I guess what I need to do is get hooked up with some hard money lenders, because there are some properties that I've seen that I'm interested in. So where is the list that I see, the lenders on there, but I don't know if they're associated with the properties or there's other properties that they have. How do I get connected with the hard money lender? Yeah, I can't. Right, exactly. Can't hear anything.
Can you hear me? Were you able to hear me?
No, I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, okay. Just go to preferred partners, okay? In ChicagoDealVault, preferred partners, then Harmony Lenders, and boom, we give you the contact information. So reach out to them, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Sound keeps going in and out.
Okay, I hope this is better. So
Yeah.
if you want to upgrade, just let me know. Send me a message right now via the chat, and we'll upgrade you right away so that we give you access to the shadow inventory.
I have that already. I
Okay.
paid for I got the annual.
Oh, perfect. So you should have the shadow inventory tab. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Are there any other questions on the line? So Karen, if you
Okay, lost you again.
can you hear me? So if you want to upgrade, can you send me a message via the chat? And then we'll upgrade you, Karen. Yeah, if you want to upgrade to the Blue Angel. Okay, so can you send me your, Karen, can you send me your email so that I can look you up in the system? I need your last name or your last name, please. So friends, I just wanted to make sure that you all have access to this incredible resource and that you take advantage, right? So that you can buy properties at a deep discount directly from the banks. So, okay, I got your message, Karen. So we'll make sure that we upgrade you to the Blue Angel today, okay? So it's 120 bill yearly. From people on the line, any other interested parties that would like to have access to the shadow inventory, please let me know. And then we'll make sure that you have access today. Nick, Ivan, Bob, Jessica.
Yeah, Hugo, this is Jessica again. I noticed I'm not at my computer now, but I'm looking at your screen.
Okay,
and
friends,
version
I'm
of
glad that
DealVault
you
is
were
a
able to
little bit
join
different.
today's webinar. We're going to send the replay. Yes, Karen, so we're going to obviously give you access to the system, and we're here for you. We have unlimited training. You can give us a call. We can do one-on-one Zoom call to analyze any particular deal that you're interested in. So friends, thank you for joining today. And then we're going to send the replay tomorrow in case you want to just revisit the secret sauce, the secret formula, how we crack the code, and also, you know, the secrets that we shared today, everything that I gave you. So if no further questions, that concludes today's webinar. Thank you everyone for joining.